Alright, so take that title as a joke for now. Seven Nights at Ruby's is a horror game where you're a vacuum, a copyright compliant Roomba to be exact, and you're cleaning for 7 nights. That's it. However, in a terrible twist of fate, there's an evil ass monster who's trying to kill you and the family around you. This video is just a review poorly disguised as a gaming video, and I'll be going through my enjoyments and my grievances. So, first of all, the parts I enjoyed. Number one, the atmosphere. Out of 4 horror games that I've played while writing the script, fleshed out resume, I know, it thoroughly spooked me the most. While a lot of the stuff isn't particularly scary by itself, it's more of just random quote-unquote jump scares after silence and singular suspenseful music track. Nothing really threatening except on your first playthrough, which I'll get back to later. Number 2, the gameplay itself. Not bad, but not really good either. Just playing cleaning simulator, very smooth, isn't really missing anything. Most engaging you can make being a Roomba inside of a house. And third, I'll admit, even with the monster being slow and a bit of a fat chud and spiritually Israeli, I was fucking terrified of it the entire first playthrough whenever I realized that it could actually harm me now. Instead of giving me glimpses of it eating, presumably, the family members, the game did a great job of building suspense, and once I realized the flaws in the monsters when it began to be less engaging. So that's way further than most players reach, aka 3 runs. Which brings me to the negatives, which require a bit of a disclaimer. I've 100%ed this game, leading to me to have a bit more of an experience than the average vacuum horror game enjoyer. This is why I'm more harsh on the game, because I had more time to notice flaws. When you're in the heat of the moment and there's an 8-foot tall fucker on all fours hunting you down while you cower below a couch and you don't have time to nitpick. With that out of the way, this is going to be a bit longer of a list, so buckle up. First of all, the performance. When I first made a video on the demo of the game, it ran pretty egregiously over on the Steam Deck model, which is odd considering that it's a vacuum game with VHS filter over it. I have footage in the background right now displaying such of a thing. Thankfully, this no longer plagues me as I have upgraded my hardware to a 6700 XT. Second, the attempt at lore. On the final night, you see a notebook from a now deceased dad which says, "Erase the sigils, I'm sorry." Like Big Dog, you just unleash Satan himself into your house and he devoured your wife and kid. Can we get more of an explanation than that? This is on the bad ending, aka the first ending you're gonna get. Nobody getting every marble on the first run, which may be for the best. The bad ending was more of a cinematic. Everyone is implied to be dead given the Denji treatment. The house furniture is covered, no monster in sight, and when you finish cleaning, the door to outside just opens, and then you drive until your battery runs out, you know? Philosophical type deal. Collecting all of the marbles is the only thing that triggers the good ending. Also, the good ending is terrible. I'm sorry, it is. The spirits of the little girl's parents write signs and open a vent into a basement where you clean 2 things, and then it opens a portal into whatever dimension the monster came from. It just appears, and you have to clean the sigil fast enough before there's a cutscene where the vacuum just gets sucked in. No animation of a monster or nothing, it's just kind of the vacuum that we have no emotional attachment getting sucked into the pits of hell with the Terraria face monster and friends. Third, into the animation issues. The dev kind of made it hard for himself by making the main protagonist a vacuum, because you can't really have like a death scene. The monster is really slow, and then the animations are kind of choppy. The important one, where you get killed, is just being slapped with no punishment, except for like restarting the night. And the best part, right? If you get killed enough times, aka 3 for some reason, it just despawns. It hits 6 a.m. and then he's gone. That's it. And the fact that that's the most rare achievement, getting killed 3 times in one night, really shows the sheer lack of difficulty in the game. Like, 15% of the player base got hit 3 times. Like, I'm no game dev though, so I can't really judge. I felt like the monster was just scarier whenever there were just glimpses of it. And then whenever the nights past the demo came out, like 4, 5, 6, 7, you know, the 4 nights that came out, it all went wrong. Stuff that was supposed to be like ominous, it just comes off across as goofy. Like, it had a generational aura loss. The game felt scary without the main villain, which is weird. How do you accomplish that? And finally, the part that only 15.2% of the players actually cared about, 100%. It's an incredibly easy one, taking me 3.6 hours. This is where I finally found the issues. When I went for my next 2 achievements after the ones you just get from a playthrough, the Hoarder achievement, where you get all the small marbles, and Hero Mr. Ruby, where you get the good ending and save the daughter, so you clean the sigil before you get sucked into the portal. I was a lot chiller, I'm gonna be honest. The only thing that really spooked me consistently throughout all 3 of my runs was the sound design. I'm really skittish and prone to jump scares, so like the little noises where they roll a ball across across the floor, or like a chair flies across the living room, like that made me jump out of my seat a little bit every run, just because it's a jump scare. The monster never jump scared you. He was kind of just there ominously. It was much more of a suspense. It was much more of suspense that they built up with that monster instead of actual fear. This run is also where I noticed a lot of the flaws with the monster, as I've already gone through, such as the speed and animation. By the 3rd run, I was adept enough to just have the sound almost muted, and then bait him across the map and erase the sigil while he just watched like a cuck, and banished him to the UK or wherever demons live. But as I've mentioned again and again, the first playthrough was a good horror experience, and I would recommend buying the game on sale. Maybe not now, since you've already had the majority of the game spoiled for you by me. I'm not the best game reviewer, I know. And for the 2 people who were anticipating a playthrough, I can't do that anymore. The footage got corrupted and it looks like this. It's brand new settings, you know. 4K Ultra UHD, you know. All that good stuff, so. Video quality is up now. So now we're here, where I'm talking to myself since the average view retention is 50 seconds. So, has this game become a cult classic in Tel Aviv since its release in June? Not really. I just recommend playing the demo first. Alright, so the audio quality is going to be terrible, but I forgot to record an outro. So, thanks for watching. If you made it this far, you probably enjoy hearing myself yap, so go check out my other content. Peace.